Man, you got to get stuff ready. You got to get your mind clicking and doing, all kind of little. Even though we're gonna follow the script today pretty close, you still need your mind to be clicking. Mind keep on clicking into the future. Where I'm at? Oh, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't know. I didn't know if I had zoomed up or not. Okay, so we managed to do that with under 15 minutes. I'm ready, man. You look at me like I'm crazy. That look you just had was crazy. And you look at me like, dear man, please. You know, man, when you start getting old, people start helping me put stuff in the cart and all kinds of shit.
Ready?
I knew not to clap hard. Excuse me, bless me. 3-4 times.
Thank you.
$5.
$5.
Send it.
All right. Welcome back to another episode, everybody, of Now and Then.
Now and
We are going to be your host for today. I am Ike on the 808.
And I'm Willie J.
We're going to be your two favorite professional fans, bringing you the opinion nobody asked for, but we still like to bring it to you anyway.
Even though we got a twist on the date, but
Today,
still, we're going to be giving our opinion. Go
yes,
ahead.
it's still going to be our opinion. However, that don't look good. Hold on. That don't.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just complete.
All right. So, Vice? Okay. All right. Okay. So it wants to act a little.
Oh, it's going off. It's done.
Oh, okay. Well, luckily,
You got it.
I did my research.
That's
Okay,
what-
luckily I
that's what
did
I'm
my
talking about.
research, y'all. Okay, I got my backup right here because I figured something was going to try and happen, so
Yeah.
it's going to try and deter us. But Lord willing, we're going to keep moving. Dear Lord, meet us at the mic as we always ask you, because we're going to move forward with progress, and progress going to move with us.
Okay.
So we're moving through 2026 with our audience, and we got something new for today. We're going to bring y'all some real information. Okay, now today's conversation, dear sir, is going to be about what we believe, or give our opinion on the 5 particular conversation helpers, or things that will help a person improve their conversation throughout having a relationship. Okay, or many different relationships, because you can have a relationship with acquaintances, family members, loved ones, kind of however we go about it. But I think all today is going to be about, I won't say secrets, but things that I believe people should kind of know going into that.
over.
What, that?
The computer.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to know because I was OCDing. Because I'm just thinking we will need that because you said 5 and you only got 3 on there.
Well, actually, I got 4 of them.
Oh, okay. Then we good to go because we'll make up the 5th one.
Because we still got to talk about, we still have to go into the depths about each one anyway.
Okay.
Because
All right, well, let's
also
fire-
crazy.
let's
And,
fire it off
and I
then.
told you that we got this quote too, and I want to know what you think about what this lady had to say.
Okay.
Okay. So,
First,
first,
the female said it.
yes. She's a therapist. Okay. She is a therapist. Okay.
We ain't sergeantistic over here.
So who?
We ain't sergeantistic. We ain't listic over here.
Hold on. So you took all the.
All
Man,
that
all
up,
right,
yeah.
let's get through this episode. Okay. Why? And this is a question towards the audience, you guys out there. So if you have any answers towards this question, put them in the comments.
Why do people do
make
that?
a video. What?
When they talk and they point at them.
So they understand that we're talking to the audience, the people out there, the cameras over there.
what I need. Got you.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
I'm a handful, son.
Why?
I don't know.
That is a good question too. All right, so this is a question towards the audience. Why do you feel relationships are so hard? Why do you feel like relationships are so hard?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because we need y'all to help us grow. And we need to be bigger so that we can do this on a bigger platform. Because just like when the computer went out, we need an engineer. somebody that can go over there and take care of that.
Okay, you talking too much. Thank you.
Okay, my bad.
Because you already screwed. Okay, so once again, the question for the audience: why do relationships feel so hard? Why do you think that relationships are hard? Now, this is the part where I have to ask you the question. Okay, why do you feel like relationships are hard?
I don't know.
Okay.
Now, the reason that everything that everybody does is always different because we all have all these different things that we think of and feel and react to. So it's kind of difficult to get two people or three people to kind of walk the same way without them nudging each other, man, running into stuff, man.
Yeah.
So for the most part, you got to come to an understanding like, listen, you're going to be this way and I'm going to be this way. And here's what we're going to do to make sure we can work together. And then you got to learn to compromise. And a lot of people do not want to compromise because they don't want to take what they do and what they think submitting to someone else's wills and making it to where it seems like what you got to do is more important. You got to forget all that nonsense, man. It's just that if you want a relationship, then you work on a relationship.
Yep.
And all that other stuff, it's not part of the relationship, man. It's just stuff that comes along.
Yeah, he's right. He's telling he is. I agree. I agree with those words, man. There's a lot of controversy that happens in relationships because people don't know communication very well or how to even start to communicate with that partner, or it's tough. Do you have an example of why you think that relationships are often hard? So like you kind of said was people kind of nudge each other.
We don't know how to read each other's signs. And if we if we could get in each other's heads and mind melt, we would really see what the other person is really thinking of us and of themselves. And then you would be able to deal with that a little differently. But I don't think we can handle that kind of truth. But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's just difficult for somebody to be 100 with you. And people tell you that they're gonna be 100, and they really want to be 100. They really truly think that they're being 100. But you gotta say, you gotta keep something reserved for yourself because you are self. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that you got to learn to really be able to. That's why I like when I was watching the Dominion with Odo and them. They was, they were shapeshifters. And when they would come together, they would merge into the one thing. And you wouldn't know one from another, So when they was all together in the big lake, they was just like this one big pool of just, goo. Kind of like liquid stuff, man. Yeah. But my point is, they all was each other. So there was no differences. There was no ends, you bigger and you love, and there wasn't none of that. So that's one of the reasons that I think that relationships, they're getting messages mixed up because some people don't talk when they want to communicate. As crazy as that sound, they use nonverbal. And if you don't understand when people roll their eyes or when they suck their teeth or when they scrunch their face, and some people do that to throw you off, and I don't want to get into any specifics, but some people just, when they talk, they have a tendency to want you to know that they feel or think something's ridiculous, because they want you to think that they feel that what you're saying is not worth it, whatever. And then people are hurt.
I knew a person that would always talk to you, but look to other people for approval. Mm-hmm. Like they'd be talking to you, but every time they say something, they'd look over, and make sure that other people are looking at them say this. And after a while,
that's one of the reasons why when I told you when I was first started watching Acho now, that's what irritated me about him. He does that all the time.
Like every time you, I always hated someone, like they'll talk to you, but break eye contact with you to see who else hears their, well, I don't know if it's hear the conversation, but hear whatever they're saying in the conversation.
Now, if you're talking to a crowd of people, that's different.
Yes.
Because you've already initiate the fact that you're going to be talking to a multitude of people or a group of people at one time about whatever.
But it's an insecurity. It's an insecurity about yourself, not being confident in what you're saying out loud. And like he said, man, a lot of people have many issues as far as in relationships with communicating their particular feelings, which is going into actually our very, very first part one, question one, perspectives. Understanding the perspective of your partner or the person that you are talking to. The understanding of where their mental can possibly be, and knowing that their emotions may take over if the conversation does slightly go in a different direction.
No, let me tell you something. Everybody comes into a relationship broke.
Yes.
That's the first thing you got to realize.
Yeah.
Everybody comes into a
no one's in
relationship.
that.
You partial. You are fractured.
No one's like this.
No
when they come in there.
no one comes in as a complete solid piece. And for those of you that really think that you come in as a solid piece, you're the brokenness. You're the ones that's broken the most, because it makes no sense that you think and feel that. But
gotta be put back together.
What you have to realize is that when you get into a relationship, you can't fix nothing about anybody else. You can only fix who you are as far as dealing with that person. So if you start taking all of your things and projecting it at the other person, then you automatically it's gonna be a problem, because you're not gonna change who they are and what they are.
You gotta understand self. You gotta understand, like you said, understanding self,
who and what you are,
knowing yourself, knowing what you want out of a relationship, knowing what you want out of a person to be able to give you, knowing how you're gonna be giving this person your particular love. Like, it's just, you have to know who you are as a person.
Let me tell you something. As big as God is, when you start developing a relationship with God, it becomes very personal. See? And even though you don't necessarily see God with your eyes, your spirit sees him. And sometimes God may move a certain way and he won't say anything. And you got to know his move. You got to understand that, because if you got a relationship with him, you understand that. But you're only going to get it from when he says, study to show thyself approved, so that you can understand who self is. See? So I'm just saying.
It all ties back together, yo.
Absolutely. So relationships, man, and yes, you can, because I heard somebody ask the question, can you have a bad relationship with God? Absolutely. You can have a bad relationship with the Father, because you can be out of step and out of sort with him. And even though you are his child, he still loves you. And he still nurtures you and do all the things he do for you. But I'm just saying.
You got to work on it, though. Got to work on it. It's not going to just happen. Like he said, God will love you, but you got to work on the relationship, man. You got to. Working on a relationship, I think it makes everyone feel better. I think if getting the understanding between you or, like we said, God or a person, whatever, that makes you feel good, because now you're in a better place of knowing who they are and understanding where you're coming from, and they can understand you a little better. I think things possibly could move a little smoother when it happens. You know, there are always going to be bumps, of course, but I think that understanding of wow, man, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the whole understanding self part, because you gotta really understand yourself to be even in a relationship.
That's the first thing.
That's the main thing.
That's where everybody mess up at, because you don't realize just how broke you are, you know.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to stay in the frame because my arm keep disappearing the other side. See, I lost it again. So anyhow, I'm trying to get out of that. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, no, I understand. I see what you're saying. I mean, we could fix it, but we could.
It ain't no big thing, man.
I mean, you sure? I mean,
nah, man. Don't worry about it. Leave it alone. Just keep rolling. I just put it over here, just like my man hide his short arm. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay.
My brain. I'm sorry. Okay. self. We were talking about understanding yourself before you get into a relationship. Okay, just make sure you understand who you are before you try to understand somebody else. That's probably the hardest thing to ever do, is understand.
Well, you think about this as well. You really think you're gonna understand somebody else? No. So what you have to do is decide.
Not completely.
You have to decide how much of that person that you're willing to deal with,
Yeah.
that they are willing to share with you.
Yeah.
So if they only sharing 30% of their life, you can only deal with 30% of their
30%,
life.
yeah.
If you try to go beyond that, you're gonna run into problems
Yeah, that is true.
because they ain't sharing it with you, and they intentionally keeping it from you.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to understand who you are, so that when you start dealing with other people, you can know who they are. Because if you understand yourself and people be talking, you can pick up what they're talking about. You can understand what they're saying, you know? So understand yourself, man.
Well, that
So your first relationship should be with yourself.
so first relationship,
And I ain't talking about that.
which okay, not relations, which is
I had relations with myself.
okay. So second, actually, the second question was still about communication, but it's more about asking questions, understanding how to ask questions. If you ask a person how they feel, they're gonna tell you what, pretty much. What? Yeah, I feel okay. But if you ask people, well, how do you feel mentally? How do you feel emotionally? Like, how do you really think that you're doing? You know, people tend to have a different response to that.
Let me say this. Just like I got people that think a certain way. Now, a real good friend of mine thinks in puzzle pieces. So when they do things and go along their day routine, they're mentally putting a puzzle together. I think in tic-tac-toes. Everything with me have to be in a square, and something has to fit in it, and it has to be unified, or else it won't make sense to me. So if you know that, you have to present things to me in that structure, so I pick it up. Just like if you want somebody to understand what you're talking about, you got to understand how they think.
Yes.
You know, so that you'll realize that what you're saying, you might think you conveying, getting something across, and you're telling them how you feel and think about it, and they don't see it because they think in a different pattern than you do.
Right, and you ain't even asked.
You know,
you didn't even thought that.
you gotta, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
You
I'm
know,
with it.
just like with colors, man. You know, some people think with colors in their mind.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
oh my goodness. Some people think numbers. Some
And
people
some
think
people-
colors. Some people think shape.
just like I know one thing for sure. I don't know how many of all of you guys out there that count when you walk, but I find myself a lot of time I be counting when I'm walking. I be counting steps.
I don't count. I don't use numbers. My brain is all like Tetris. It's
Yeah,
all
okay.
it's all blocks and fitting stuff and
Yeah, okay.
and this and situating
I
this and this got to
understand. I
go
understand
here
that.
and inside this and this got to fit inside this with this way. Like even like you said, walking. As far as walking, if I feel off, I will fix it. Something don't feel right. I'll walk a step too far, or it'll be too short, and then it'll mess up my other step, and then I gotta recorrect that one to get back in stride.
You know, I used to do that when I was younger. And then I got to a point where I let that go, because I used to always try to change my walk, and I still, because I always thought about this. I said, supposing somebody could see me. I know we done went off into something else, but
we still
we're still talking about the
we're
relationship.
okay.
Okay.
Basis.
I used to say, man, suppose somebody saw me walking, because you certain groups of people, and our family being one of them, you can pretty much notice them from how they walk from a distance. Because for some reason, we just got a certain walk that we have. The men in our family do. Now, and that's probably throughout everybody. But the thing is, everybody don't see it and don't recognize it. Key is to see stuff and recognize it, so that you'll be able to understand who you're talking to. Because if you don't recognize that person's philosophy, their way of thinking, and you don't have to agree with it. You know, that's the whole thing. It ain't so much of you. Well, I don't believe in that. You don't have to believe in none of it.
But you just gotta
You just gotta understand.
Understand it.
That's all.
Understanding.
You
Asking
ain't
questions
got
is
to-
a
you
big
ain't got to-
big thing.
You
Asking
ain't got to
questions.
agree and kumbaya and do all that. All you have to just do is learn to understand other people, and that's really all people want is understanding.
And that's what we're
Pretty
getting
much.
to, man. Of the understanding of the people, the person, the individual. A lot of people want to be heard, man. They're not being listened to.
That's right.
Like they feel like they aren't being heard, they aren't being listened to, they're being worked against. A lot of times, most people are, but it's just something about working with it, man. I don't know. It's like trying to smooth out kinks in the back or relaxing the muscles. You got to work at it. It's going to take some time, but eventually you do get to that smoother surface. Man, ask some questions, y'all. Ask them questions. Esther Perel. She said the quality of our relationships is determined by the quality of our questions. Questions.
I can understand that.
The quality of our relationships is determined by the quality of our questions.
Now,
Do you care?
What do you think they mean by that?
Do you care about the question that you're asking the person, or do they have meaning to the person where you can understand after you ask them? Well, to where you have a better understanding of them after you ask them. You can't have a question that has no real point to anywhere but just what you want to know, because it doesn't get you but so far.
Now, let me tell you something. Little Sadiq slipped out right there. Let me tell you something. He said, my son.
My son. He said, "Who, my son?"
He said, he
I'm
throw
sorry.
hands.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
Sticks on.
just like the fact that you explained that so different to me just now. But see, I understand how you think because I've talked to you for many years.
Yes.
So, and you just explained it, which is really more helpful.
But the problem is, if I didn't reword it, you would have only understood what I was saying, because it would have just been bouncing points. But I had to reword it to where it sounded structured enough for people to follow.
I got you.
But you, like you said, but you know me. You understand how I think, how I process stuff. So it coming out sounded different, but it still, like you said, made sense. I had to reword it and shape it a little different.
So that's cool, because what that does is that lets you know that listening
Yeah.
is very important when you are in a relationship. And I'm gonna tell you something. We're laughing, but the truth
But
is,
it's not a lot of, man.
but y'all know, man, a lot of y'all know we be talking, the other person be, what you say? They be on the phone or whatever, huh? Or you be talking to somebody and they just literally hearing wah, 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 wah.
Charlie Brown.
Wah, 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 wah. You know, because you haven't made that connection yet. So I say, strap aboard. Put your seatbelt on
I said, I'm gonna ask
and ride a while.
I'm gonna ask the audience the question. The quality of our relationships is determined by the quality of our questions. What do you guys think that means? The quality of our relationships is determined by the quality of our questions.
Now, we're gonna have to wrap this up because we done did our 30 minutes.
Yeah, but most of the first 15 or at least 10 to 12 was nonsense.
Yeah.
But we got one more after this.
Yeah, because we got a little bit of time.
No, I know, but we ain't really done our actual show. We just started our actual show, really, to be honest with you. But you got to answer the question so I can move on to the next one. What do you think it means? The quality of our relationships is determined by the quality of our questions.
A lot of times people will not ask the question that they know they need to ask for a lot of different reasons. one reason they don't really want to know the answer. And they rather live with the perception or the misunderstanding or whatever they may have. Or it may be the truth, but a lot of times people will not ask people the proper question. They'll go roundabout, or they're afraid that they're going to offend the person, and that person may have it set up like that to where you would offend them. So you have to learn to ask questions that's going to allow them to actually answer. So that's why I think they said that. So if you allow the question asker, you ask questions like
lousy question asker.
yeah, if you ask questions like a fool, like what these badges are for, that's foolishness. Okay?
That ain't nothing but making the man upset.
That's all it is. This ain't none of your business what it is. Just know that you ain't got none. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. All right, y'all.
I told you we should have cut off 30 minutes ago.
Moving on, okay? Moving on, okay?
Yeah.
Now, last particular step. Now, this is going to be hard for most people, but I think this is probably the most important. Set boundaries. Set boundaries, okay? No matter what it's with your partner, your family, jobs. Like we said earlier, take care of self, okay? You got to take care of yourself. Not be selfish, but take care of yourself. Okay, understand yourself. Understand your worth too, because you don't want people stepping all over you, taking advantage of you. Okay, because then people will just keep doing that over and over again. Then you'll be exhausted by the time, who knows? And then you'll blow up, and you be somewhere on Rikers Island somewhere. So set some boundaries. Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
So yesterday is not the same as today.
Yesterday is not the same as today.
Every second that we've lived, this last 15, 20 seconds have not been the exact same.
No.
So why do when we get into relationships, we try to be the exact same all the time? Because you can't be exact the same, because you are a multifaceted individual. I don't care who you are. You got more than one interest. You got more than one thing you like to drink. You got more than one thing you like to eat, smell, taste, look at, or whatever. So that means that you have many different things that you have that you're different in different ways. So when you start trying to talk to your significant other, you try to cut this block out and say, okay, this is what I'm going to be like. And it destroys you individually, because you're lying to yourself to try to stay in that line, to stay in that particular light of who you're saying that you are. So you have to be really careful about that. And you have to also know, again, who you really are.
Yeah. Now, okay, set boundaries. Okay. Now, our last point here, setting boundaries, okay? Boundaries aren't a wall. They should be a guideline that allows relationships to thrive, okay? Think about, if you never tell a person what you need, how can they possibly give it to you?
That's another thing. You go out and you buy a Christmas present, and you come home and give it and present it to the people, and they don't like it, because you bought them something you thought they was gonna like, not something that they like. You know where that comes from? Not communicating.
No communication, not talking,
Not talking. Because had you asked earlier on,
it'd have been a different subject. You could have possibly.
you know the best time to ask somebody what they want for Christmas
January
is on is on Christmas Day, because that way they can be completely honest to you. If you ask them, oh, it was okay. No, it was all right. You like, but honey, did you? Oh, I loved it. I thought.
No, I asked them.
But if you ask them on that day, how you feel about this? They be like, I really didn't want this. I had my mind set on something else. I wanted a new woman.
I'm trying.
Here's your woman. I know. I'm sorry.
We got your woman. Really crashed, got his pistol upside her head. That man was diabolical talking about relationships. Django went and Django slaughtered 200 men.
Most of them white.
To get back to his woman.
Who spoke German as a slave.
As a slave.
Which confused us.
Broomhilda.
Broomhilda. She had been raised as a slave. Okay, let's finish this up.
Okay. Y'all, thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Oh, that time out. Okay.
It don't take much, boy.
Jesus, no, it don't.
I mean, we done went all.
I ain't gonna lie, that was hard.
We was all
that was
over.
hard.
I'm trying to tell you, man, and I'm gonna try to make this right here a clip so y'all hang in there when you see
that was tough.
Cause it's hard to cut that faucet off when it's just.
It is.
And creativity is like that, man. All it does is drip,
it's tough,
drip,
and
drip.
And it's just more things to even talk about, but we just gone.
Drip.
But hey, man, look, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, be notified that be notified that we are dropping more videos. Please, y'all, leave some questions in the comments. Look, please leave a like, man. The likes help. Send a share it to your neighbor. Even if you don't know it, send it to some friends. Send it somewhere. Please, get it out there. Help us grow as a community, help other people see what we have to offer. And I don't know what he's got going on.
I was being. It was a little dragon that ran across the sea. Every time he saw a fish, he said, "Oh, I'm glad it's not me." You don't remember that? It was a little dragon, but he did cross the sea.
No, I don't know what that is.
It's some made up stuff. Don't worry about it. We just brilliant.
Okay. All right, everybody. Look, I think on that note, we probably need to be done. So, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Now and Then. We have been the host with the most. We are
Icon 808.
And this is Willie J.
Willie J.
Oh man. Hey, I enjoy this. I do, y'all. I do. Yeah. Y'all have a good one, okay? We'll see y'all in the next joint.
Bless one.